This is where every single line of codes begin. In this video, I'm going to teach you about HTML structural introduction under 30 minutes. I'll also teach you about the boilerplate, paragraph elements, heading elements, and other elements in HTML. So, this video consists of visual diagrams and representations for both visual and theoretical learners to follow along and understand the curriculum. So here is the tricky part. In this video, there are 3 sets of numbers. So if you can spot the numbers on the video while the video is going on, you are going to receive a free ebook in the comment section. So that's for that. If you are interested in what I've said, stick along with me. In this video, I have provided the video chapters in the video description, and I have provided my links and resources and my summary cards pinned on the comment section. So if that's what you're interested in, stick along with this video. Don't forget about the 3 numbers. Let's get started. For the tutorial outline of this video, first of all, we are going to start with the HTML structural introduction. After that, we will move over to understanding the HTML boilerplate. From there, we are going to move over to understanding the HTML paragraph element. Then we are going to go over to the HTML heading element. After that, we are going to go over to other elements that are basic in HTML. So stick along with us. Let's talk about the tools you need for HTML in web development. Just as a farmer needs tools for his farm duty, you as a web developer, you need tools for your web development duties. So let's mention the first tool you need, which is a kind of hardware tool, and it's going to be your laptop or your phone. So inside the laptop is more recommended. The laptop is more recommended for your web development project duties. Okay. Then after that, your phone is recommended, but it may lag and doesn't contain much of facilities as compared to a laptop. You will equally need some software tools. The first software tool you need is for the laptop, which is your code editor. And under the code editor, you have your VS Studio code editor for your laptop. Those are for the laptop. That's it for laptop. You can use the Accord app as a code editor in phone if you are coding with your phone. So after the code editor, the tool you are to download next is going to be your browser. I recommend downloading the Chrome browser extension as there are many developer tools with it. You download the Chrome browser, which comes with many developers. That's it for the tools you all need. So now for the next section, we are going to be talking about the HTML structural introduction, which was part of our tutorial outline. So let's get into it. Right now we have come to the section called the HTML structural introduction. In this section, we are going to be looking at the difference between the tags and element, that is the tags versus the element. And after that, we are going to look at how to save and edit your document in HTML. Then after that, we will look at why HTML is the structure of the web page. So listen and be blessed. A website is a connection of different pieces of information. So like I'm defining it in simple terms, like collection of files and other documents, even your names. So it is stored with the use of these languages. Note, HTML and CSS are not programming languages. So it is stored with the use of these languages and structured with the use of these different languages and markup language. So HTML is called hypertext markup language. Note that. So now imagine you have a newspaper. This is the website for the newspaper as you have seen it in the iPad. So it's just for the kind of problem you want to solve. Let's go over to our main deal. HTML is used for inputting different stuffs on the website, like your links, your text, your headings.
We'll be looking at the headings and the text paragraphs in later videos. Even your horizontal row HTML is used for that. This is called a tag. Let's take a closer look at it. This is called the opening tag. It always have the left angle bracket, that's a less than sign, and the right angle brackets, that's a greater than, or you can call it more than sign. So that is the character in the middle. This is how HTML is structured, mostly with a left angle bracket and right angle bracket. So let's take a look at the close. Unlike the opening tag, the close tag normally have the forward slash and still with the left angle and right angle bracket, or you can call them more than or less than sign, anyhow you want to put it. HTML attributes tells us more about an element. The attribute name here tells us the language is an English language US text. This paragraph element here, once you execute it in the code editor, it's going to give you a normal text. Alright, let's install the VS Code editor. You go to your Google Chrome. Opening the Google Chrome, you search for the VS Studio Code, the VS Studio Code editor download. After that, once you search for it, you just write VS Studio Code editor download for Windows. Once it's going to pop up once you search for it. So you click there. Alright, you click on the Windows. Because I'm using Windows, that's why I'm going to be working with Windows now. So after that, you go to your top right, you'll see download at your top right. Can you see it? Now click on the download. Can you see it has started downloading? So if you are using the Chrome browser, if you click that place, you are going to see the setup. You now click on that setup and now run the installer. The setup is out now. We click it and we have run our installer. So after running the installer, you are going to, once you click that setup, by running the installer, I mean you see something that will pop up on your screen that is telling you that you'll be asked to save some changes. Make sure you tick everything you have seen on the screen while running the installer, like while clicking next. So alright guys, I've got my VS Studio Code installed on my laptop. So let's open it. So we've got our VS Studio Code editor installed. Let me increase remember how I told you to increase the screen resolution? Control and a plus sign, or control and plus a minus sign on your keyboard. So I've increased it so that you guys will see what I'm doing. And now I want to start writing an HTML document. So we click on file, click on new text file. It has taken us to new text file. Now I can now save it, Control S, or you can click on file and click on save as. Now once you save it, you have to save it as anything, any name you want, but it must end with .html. So to make it end with .html, you are not going to just put it like this. Apart from if you are coding with your phone, I have other videos. Check my channel if you want to learn how to use phone and code. So if you want to save it as HTML on the laptop, you are going to go to this save as type here. Then you now select HTML and click save. This index, I'm using it because when you want to save your code in GitHub, a place for storing code, a software for storing codes and collaborating with other software engineers. So you are going to use GitHub and you need to save your main HTML file as index.html. That is why you can use any name you want. Sure. But I'm just using this index.html for this exercise. And try as much as possible to be naming it as index.html. Mine already exists. This is how you are going to, the code is going to be at last. The software is going to be, you see your index here. So you now click on this icon here, Explorer, or you press Ctrl plus Shift E to see what you are doing. This is going to make your files more organized. If you have CSS, if you open a CSS file, you see it under, or you have any folder, you can open it from here. So you come to extensions. Extensions is at this corner here. You now check for preview, search live preview. Now click it and install it. I've already got mine installed, so there's no need of installing it again. So that's it for the extension and how to save and edit HTML. So we already saved and we can now start typing our HTML document. Alright, we have come to the section called Understanding the HTML Boilerplate. In this section, I'll explain the importance of the different elements in the HTML boilerplate. You can use a shortcut which you can attach this sign. You see this sign, this exclamation mark. You now press enter. You see the boilerplate is out, and even with the title, but we are not using shortcut here. Most times when you are coding, you'll be using that shortcut, which is, as I said, you are going to type this sign and press enter. So that's the shortcut. Most times when you are coding, you'll be using that shortcut because there are other things to memorize in other programming language like JavaScript, other core concepts which you won't really need to be memorizing every chapter. You can still memorize, but it won't really be that necessary. So we have our doc type HTML to show that it's an HTML document, and we have our HTML element, the normal HTML document element. We impute our header body. So now let's impute the language attribute. This is to show that we are writing an English language code. Our code is written in English language. So under the HTML body, we have the head. Under the head, after the head, we are going to have the body. Make sure as you are writing, you skip space the way I'm writing. Space is the way I'm writing. These spaces you have seen here is going to be like 4 tabs total. As you can see the space, you can look at my screen well to see this. There are 4 dots there. Those are 4 spaces. The space between from here to here, that's called indentation, which I won't be really diving deep into it in this video. I'll look at it when we are talking about this. And under the head, we are going to have your meta chart. Can you see this head? This head closing tag is showing a red sign because we haven't closed this other tag. Have you seen? It shows that there is an error there. UTF. This is to show that other characters like emojis, symbols can be accepted in this document, this UTF. So meta name will be the next, which is going to be equal to new port. So we are trying to set the page of the website to fit any screen. Content is equals to width. This is going to be equals to, I'll be very fast here, device width. Initial scale is equals to 1.0. This is just like saying take 100% of any width that you are being given. Like the website will take 100% of the width being given. The next thing we will have is our title. So the title, this will be the title of the document. Whatever name you save here will appear as the title of your document. So let's say this is, just save it as my test web Yeah, so that's it. HTML boilerplate. See you in the next.
Let's look at the HTML paragraph element.
So now we want to write our paragraph element. We just click enter to write it in between the body, since all the codes we'll be writing will be in between the body, elements. And once we just press the greater than, we are greater than sign, the right braces, you are going to see a sign coming up. So you click it and you see your paragraph element. So click that signal, and now we can now write I have written my first is 9. So that's it for the paragraph element. So now to run the extension, you can, since you have installed the live preview, if you haven't, come to extension here that I have seen, this but sign I have seen, and click on install live preview by Microsoft if you haven't. So you can click the left key on your mouse and click on show preview. So you are going to have your preview shown because you have installed the live. And now to use the shortcut extension, we are going to install, like, if you need, that's only if you need shortcut. If you are good with running like that, it's going to be okay. You are going to install this live saver by Ritwig Day to use the shortcut. So I've already got mine installed. You can now use Alt and Alt plus O. It's telling me to open a folder workspace. So it will only work if I'm on a folder. It's because of time. You can save your own inside a folder, doesn't, and still use the shortcut. So for now, we are just going to use the live preview, show preview. So this is it. Can you see how the paragraph element works?
Let's go over to the heading element section.
We are going to write it on top of where we have the paragraph element. So let me write this. I'll be very fast here. This is my first page. So now we are going to copy it. I want to be fast. So now you can now change this one to be your H2. This will be your H3. This will now be your H4. We are just doing it for practice purpose. If you are coding HTML, just take it like you are doing it for practice purpose, because you can't build any tangible thing in HTML. So this is how it's going to be. And now change it to this. You can now change this side to H2. 3. Note that when you are coding, from year to year must not be H1, H1, H1. I already said it. So you must have H1, H2, H3 to show superiority and hierarchy on the headings of your H3. Like you see, this one should be bigger than this, not the same size throughout. You get my point. So that's it for the heading element.
In this section, we will be looking at other elements in HTML. We'll be looking at the HR element for drawing horizontal lines. We'll also be looking at the italic element for making things in italic format and the BR element for breaking. So the BR element is going to be used for breaking after the paragraph element. So let's look at other elements in HTML by practicing. So first of all, we are going to start with the heading. This is the code we are trying to replicate, so you can code it by yourself. It's going to be really fun if you can try it out by yourself from what you have learned here. Let me use mine as about me page. So I'm using my heading as about me page, and after that we have the HR for the underline, as I mentioned. After that we are going to have the paragraph element. So you can write anything you want. So after writing the paragraph element, we are going to use the italic sign next, the italic element next. So that will be the I. We'll use the I. You can use the bold, anyone you wish to use, depending on the problem you want to solve, as I said. Contact me as. Yeah, I'll be writing my Gmail. If you want to contact me, use this one in case any of you wish to contact, and maybe send a thank you message. So click on this 3-4 icon on your top right to open it in your Chrome browser. Click on open in Chrome browser. So you can now run the extension on your Chrome browser. So here is it on the Chrome browser extension, or you can use any other browser if you wish, open in browser. So that's it for this lesson. So now for the break element, we are going to experiment it by writing a paragraph element at first. So after writing the paragraph element, we write a little chunk of text by writing this lorem. Lorem is spelled L-O-R-E-M. If you want to write a big text like what you have seen here, write L-O-R-E-M and click enter. So let's put a break tag behind this delor. Can you see it has gone down? Let's put it behind elite. Break tag elite. Can you see it has gone down? Now let's remove it from elite. Can you see it's no more there? The elite has gone up. So that's it for the break element. Thanks. I know the lesson was really nice, and if you wish to follow up with my channel, subscribe for more tutorials like this. Always tweak it as you want, but as I said, don't really spend much time in HTML. There are other things to learn. So you learn HTML while you are coding other projects, okay? You use it while you are coding other projects. That is a system of programming.
Congratulations on finishing the first section of my HTML playlist. After this section, I hope you learned what the HTML boilerplate was, paragraph. You also learned other basic elements in HTML. So if this kind of content is what you're interested in, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow on for more web dev tutorials like this.